So today we are going to do coal and petroleum. So before we get into the topic, let me first introduce you to Swiflearn. Swiflearn is a 100% live interaction-based classes. So these classes are personalized, having about maximum of 6 students, and each student gets personal attention. Now, there's a dedicated academic mentor team to track your work and your progress as you go chapter by chapter, term and term. There are teachers who would track your progress and help you to progress in your subjects. Okay, and it also covers syllabus according to the school curriculum. Okay, so whatever you are studying in your school, the same curriculum is taken and taught in these, whether it's CBSE, ICSE or any kind of board, and according to your school exam patterns, we will be taking the classes. Okay, so this is a quick introduction about Swiflearn, and also do not forget to subscribe to our channel and also click the bell icon to never miss an update. So today, coming back to our portion today we are going to be learning a class 8 portion, which is coal and petroleum. Okay, it is a CBSE chapter portion, that is coal and petroleum, in which today we are going to be covering energy. We are going to be learning what is energy, what are the sources of energy. We will be learning about natural resources of energy, that is from where do you get energy naturally as well as artificially, where do you get energy. We are going to be learning about exhaustible and inexhaustible resources of energy. We are also going to be touching about fossil fuels, coals, classification of coals and application of coals, and different products that are obtained from coal. So these are the topics that we are going to be learning today. These are all basic topics, okay, so that you clear your foundation first. Once your foundation is clear, then whatever question is asked in your exams, you will be easily able to answer them. Yes, so let us start, everyone. So now, first of all, why do we eat food? Why is the need of eating food? Yeah, in our earlier classes, we have studied that food is very important for your survival, right? But how is it important for your survival? Obviously, you get energy from food, yes or no? Your growth and repair of body is also dependent on food. Yeah, see, basically we get nutrients from food, right? We get carbohydrates, proteins, fats, minerals, vitamins, which are very necessary for your body's survival, right? To do any function, you require energy, right? Whether you play volleyball or you dance, you run, okay, whatever kind of physical activity you do, you need energy, right? So how can you define energy? Energy can be defined as an ability to do any kind of work, is it not? The ability. If you do not have energy, what happens to you? You feel very lethargic. Yes or no? You can't even move. So why do you need energy? You need energy to do work. Yes or no? So we can define energy as the ability to do any work. Is it clear? So how can you define energy? Repeat along with me. The ability to do any work is called as energy. Is it clear? Now, there are different forms of energy. Yeah, you have electric energy, you have mechanical energy. Yeah, so you have potential energy, kinetic energy, you have different forms of energy. So there are different forms of energy, and these forms of energy are stored in energy sources. Okay, there are different kinds of energy sources from where you obtain energy. For example, bulb. Yes, bulb we use in our everyday life, right? It is very important for us, right? What kind of energy is that? It is in the form of light energy. Yes, moving ahead. Now, energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. It can only be converted from one form to another. Now, this is called as the law of conservation of energy, right? That is, energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. Okay, now it can only be converted from one form to another. What does this mean? This means that long, like years ago, how much energy was there in the earth? Right now also that much energy is present in the earth. Understood? So energy, never, you can never create any energy, or you can never destroy energy by any chemical reactions. You cannot do it, but it can change from one form to another. For example, now let's take, we get energy from the sun. Yes or no? Sun is a primary, or sun is the ultimate source of energy. Yes or no? Sun, it is the ultimate or the primary source of energy. Now what form of energy is that comes through our sun? It is in the form of heat energy and light energy. Yes or no? A lot of heat and light comes from our sun, right? So what form is the energy in? It is in the form of heat energy and light energy. Yes, and it is the ultimate source. Why do you call it as the ultimate source? Because it is from the sunlight that the plants make the food, right, by a process called as photosynthesis. Yes or no? So now plants are the primary producers, right? All life forms depend on plants for their food. Then you have the primary consumer, secondary consumer, tertiary consumer. So all these depends on the basic level, which is the producer. So all green plants are producers. Yeah. So energy comes in the from sun in the form of light and heat energy. Is that clear? Also, students, if you have any doubt, you can just ask me in the comment session. Once my lecture is done, I will definitely be attending to all the questions and all the doubts, and I'll definitely clear all your doubts. Okay, so any doubts regarding this topic that I am teaching today, do ask me in the comment section. Clear? So moving forward, now there are two kinds of sources of energy. Okay, there are two sources of energy. Number one is the natural source of energy. Okay, one is a natural source and the other one is man-made or artificial source. Now, can you come up with examples for natural source? Yeah, there I've given you pictures as hint. Yeah, one is sunlight, obviously, then water, right? Air, right? So these are examples for natural sources of energy. Now coming to man-made sources of energy, now these are energies like you have solar panels that collect the solar energy, right? You have windmills, right? So these are examples of natural sources of energy. This is the definition of a natural source resource, that is the sources that we obtain from nature, right? Sun, we get it from the nature. Water, right? And air, all these are present in the nature. So from nature, when we obtain energy, it is called as a natural resource. Examples include air, water and sun. I hope that is clear. Now let's move on to the next source of energy, which is man-made source of energy. Now the sources which are made by man, obviously, right? The sources that are made by man are called as man-made resources. Like you have windmill. Have you all seen a windmill? Yeah, it looks something like this. I've added a picture here. Yeah, so this is a windmill. What happens is, because of the wind, because of the speed of the wind, these blades start rotating. Okay, and this is then connected to a generator which converts this mechanical energy into electrical energy. Okay, and then electric energy is used for any domestic or industrial applications. It is used. Clear? Solar panels. Have you all seen solar panels? I'm sure most of you might have solar panels at your home as well. Yeah. So they absorb or they collect the solar energy, the energy from the sun's light, and that is converted into electrical energy, which is used for running appliances, electrical appliances at your home. Is that clear? Now, moving forward, the types of natural resources. Now, there are two types of natural resources. Okay, we are talking only about natural resources here, not artificial. Artificial is like, windmills and solar panels. We will talk about that in a while. Currently, we are talking about natural resources. Now, based on the availability of resources in the nature, we can divide natural resources into two. Number one is inexhaustible natural resource, and number two is exhaustible natural resource. Now, let's see what is inexhaustible. Inexhaustible means, the word meaning means, that is something that never gets over. Okay, it is always there. Something that never gets over. It's unlimited. Okay, it's like how much ever you use, it is always there. Unlimited quantity it is present in. Okay, like can you give me an example of an unlimited or an inexhaustible natural resource? It is our sun. Yeah. So we could say that the resources which are present in unlimited quantity, that is, it never gets over. Okay, unlimited quantity in nature are called as inexhaustible natural resources. They do not get over by any human activities. Like for example, uh, now sun, one fine day, if you wake up and if you use a lot of chemicals or a lot of factories, if you build a lot of factories, does that mean that sun will not shine? No, right? Sun will always shine. Yes. So the with any kind of human activities, whether it's deforestation or any kind of activities, these resources never go over. Okay, it never gets over. Moving to exhaustible natural resources. So these are resources which are present in a limited quantity. That is, if you do not use it very wisely, it will get over. One fine day, it will get over. You will not have any more exhaustible natural resource in your hand to generate electricity. Right? So So let's again recall inexhaustible natural resources. So these are resources that never get exhausted, right? That is, example is your sunlight. Now coming to exhaustible natural resources. So under exhaustible, these are resources that that are present in very limited quantity in your nature, so that it there are chances that it can get exhausted. Okay, so they can be exhausted by human activities. Examples are forest, coal, petroleum, right? Now forest, obviously if you do deforestation, like if you cut down all the trees, then we are in no resources, right? Our forests will get over. Now coal and petroleum are fossil fuels. Once again, coal and petroleum are fossil fuels. Now let us understand what fossil fuels are. These are nothing but dead remains of plants and animals that lived millions of years ago. Okay, they fell into the ground and they turned into fossil fuels. So if you do not use coal and petroleum wisely, it will obviously get exhausted. Okay, we will learn a little more deeply about coal and petroleum in our future slides. Okay, now moving ahead, I have a quick question for you people. Try to answer it and also tell me in the comment section. Okay, now dash is a natural exhaustible resource which is used as fuel to run dash. Now try to give me your answer. See, you can see a hint here. Yeah, so coal is a natural exhaustible resource which is used as fuel to run trains. Is that clear? Yeah, so moving ahead, now we will learn a little more about fossils. Okay, so fossils are nothing but dead remains of plants and animals that has transformed, okay, due to, you know, high pressure, they have been transformed. Once again, fossils are nothing but millions of years ago. Obviously, there were animals and plants, right, that lived millions of years ago. So when these plants and animals died, they fell into the ground. Yes, and they started getting degraded with the soil by the various microorganisms present in the soil. They started getting degraded. Yes, now what happens is, due to many natural reasons, these got compressed below two layers, right? They have been compressed below to underneath layers. Yes or no? So now when something is below, like when more of soil and things have come over this has been compressed. All these dead animals, remains of these dead animals and plants have been compressed in the soil. Now there is a region of high pressure and high temperature there. Yes, and because of this high pressure and high temperature, these plants and animals gets transformed into fossils. Is that clear? I'll quickly have repeat it again. So these plants and animals, after they die, they fell into the ground, and due to various natural reasons, they got buried inside the land. Okay, they got buried deeper and deeper into the layers of land or layers of earth. Okay, and they turned into fossils. How? Due to high pressure and high temperature. When something is deep inside, obviously there is high temperature and high pressure, and they slowly get converted into fossil fuels. Now plants and animals die every day. Yeah, right, plants and animals die and fall onto the ground almost every day. But why is fossils considered to be an exhaustible natural resource? Because it takes millions of years for these dead plants and animals to get converted into fossil fuel. It takes millions of years. Okay, that is why it is considered to be an exhaustible natural resource. Clear? Examples are coal and petroleum. Now we will learn a little more about coal. So coal is black in color. Okay, it is black, dark brown in color, and it is a combustible rock. That means it can be burned. Okay, something that can be burned is called as combustible. Okay, and they obviously contain the dead remains of living organisms, plants and animals. Okay, so these living organisms, the dead remains of living organisms, they get converted into fossils. From there, when we use the fossils as fuels, it is called as a fossil fuel. Getting it? So now they are found in the ground. Okay, and burning of coal produces heat energy, right? Burning something produces energy in the form of heat. Yeah. Now we will learn a little bit more deeper about coal. Now coal, as I said earlier, it is a combustible. What do you mean by combustible? Something that can be burned, right? And it produces heat energy, because of which when it burns, and it is a sedimentary rock. It is composed of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen, and minor amounts of sulfur and nitrogen. That means it has, okay, coal has carbon in it, hydrogen in it, oxygen in it mainly, and also along with it, it has minor amounts of sulfur and nitrogen. Now, there are three major types of coals, which is anthracite, bituminous, and lignite. Yeah, repeat after me. What are the three types of coal? One is anthracite, bituminous, and lignite. Is that clear? Moving ahead to the uses of coal. Now, coal is used for cooking food, okay, and it is also used for making face mask and other cosmetics. You must have seen, right, charcoal face mask and all. Yeah, so this is nothing but using of coal to clear your face and make you a lot more beautiful. So it is also used as fuel in various industries, right, to produce energy. It is used as a fuel. It is also used in thermal power points to produce electricity. Now, what are thermal power points? Now, these are places where they use heat energy to convert it to electric energy. Okay, like they use heat energy to convert into electric energy. Like they take probably water, they heat water. How do they heat water? They burn the coal, and this the burnt coal produces heat, right? So that heat is used to boil the water and turn it into steam, and this steam or boiled water uh, runs the turbine. The turbine is then connected to another generator, which converts mechanical energy into electric energy. This is how they generate electric energy in thermal power points using coal. Is that clear? Now, it is also used to run steams. Like long ago, earlier, they used to use coal to run these steam engines. You must have seen in movies, right? In movies that are based on 1950s or 1960s, you must have seen they putting coal into these engines to produce energy, right? Yeah, so that is all about the uses of coal. Now we are going to be learning how is coal formed. We know that coal is a fossil fuel, right? Now it is formed when dead plants or animals decompose into peat. So these peat is like, a mixture of this soil, dead organisms, plants, half degraded by the microorganisms. That mixture is called as a peat. Okay, so due to natural calamities like flood and earthquake, what happens? They fall into the ground, and this is then converted into peat. Now, as time passed, they got more and more compressed into the layers of earth. Okay, and more soil deposited on top of them. Over them, more soil deposited, so they were compressed a lot more inside. So now, as a result of that, they were buried deeper and deeper inside into the earth's layers of earth. And the condition in deep layers of earth is high temperature and pressure, right? And because of this high temperature and pressure, these dead plants slowly got converted into coal. Okay, now this coal is usually generated from your sea. Okay, aquatic plants and animals. Okay, coal is from aquatic plants and animals. Clear? Also, did you know that the main constitute of coal is carbon? That is, carbon is present in higher amount in coal. Okay. Now, this process of conversion of dead plants into coal is called as carbonization because it has a lot of carbon in it. It is the process of converting these dead plants into coal is called as carbonization because coal has a lot higher amount of carbon in it. Okay. Now, classification of coals. Now, there are different kinds of coals. One is your peat coal, lignite coal, bituminous coal, and anthracite coal. Okay, repeat after me: peat coal, lignite coal, bituminous coal, and anthracite coal. Now we will learn a little more deeper about peat coal. Now peat coal is obvious is about light brown in color. It has 60 percentage of carbon content in it. Okay, that is 60 percentage of peat coal is carbon. Okay, it provides less heat and more smoke. So that is a major disadvantage of peat coal because we want something that produces less smoke and more heat, right? To because smoke creates a lot of environmental pollution. Yes, right. So that is why we prefer a fuel which is gives more heat but less smoke. That is why peat coal is not considered to be an ideal fuel, yet it is still used at some places. Now, the calorific value of peat coal is 10 to 15 kilojoules per gram. Okay, now what is calorific value? Calorific value is a measurement of energy or heat that is released when 1 kg of the substance is completely combusted. Once again, I'll repeat it: calorific value. Okay, calorific value means the amount of heat or amount of energy that is produced when 1 kg of the fuel is combusted, completely combusted. Okay, when you take 1 kg of fuel and then when you burn it or when you combust it completely, how much energy or how much heat energy you get, that is called as its calorific value. Now, the unit of calorific value is kilojoule per gram, kJ per gram, kilojoule per gram. Okay, and peat coal has a calorific value of 10 to 15 kilojoule per gram. Now, coming to lignite coal. Lignite coal is brown in color. It is 70 percentage carbon content, right? It has more carbon content than peat. It has 10 percentage more carbon content than peat coal. Okay, now it is known as a soft coal and its calorific value is 15 to 20 kilojoule per gram. You must have noticed that here the calorific value is more. We obviously want a fuel that has more calorific value. Yes or no? We want a fuel that is like in less amount it should produce more energy. That is an ideal fuel. Yes or no? So lignite is better than peat coal. Now bituminous coal. Now it is used in common household. Okay, this bituminous coal commonly for cooking in various household nowadays. We know that we use LPG, but there are still certain villages where they use coal to produce heat for cooking. So usually bituminous coal is used. Now it has 80 percentage of carbon content in it. It is compact and very black in color, and on burning it produces more heat than peat and lignite. That means what? The calorific value of bituminous coal is more than peat and lignite coal. The calorific value is 30 to 35 kilojoule per gram. Okay, now moving to anthracite coal. Now it has 90 percentage of carbon content. Okay, and it is the hardest coal among all the coal, the types of coals that I discussed. Anthracene is the hardest coal. It burns with the burning of anthracite coal is difficult. Why? Because it has less volatile matter in it. Now, what does volatile mean? Any substance that evaporates easily is called as volatile. Okay, so the volatile matter that is present in anthracene is very less. So that is why it is very difficult to burn anthracite coal. Okay, now it is mainly used for industrial purpose, and it also has high calorific value, which is about 30 to 35 kilojoule per gram. Okay, now also the more the carbon content, the more best the coal is, right? So obviously anthracite is the best coal to use, but it is quite expensive. Okay, now coming to destructive distillation. Now coal contains a number of elements in it, like it has carbon in it, it has hydrogen, it has oxygen, it has nitrogen, it has sulfur. All these components are present in coal. Now when you heat this coal, right, in the absence of air, okay, make a point, in the absence of air, when you heat this coal, various products are given, right? This process is called as destructive coal distillation. You can see here coal. Okay, here when it is heated, a lot of different products of coal is formed. Now, something to remember, as we all know, when coal is heated in air, it mainly produces carbon dioxide. Yeah, it is processed in industries to get some useful products. That is, they burn coal to get useful products apart from carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is not a very useful product, right? So they in industries they burn this coal to get useful product. So some of the useful products include coke or coal tar, coal gas, and ammoniacal liquor. These are some of the products that are produced or obtained when coal is processed in industries. Clear? Now, moving ahead, we will learn about the various products of coke, of coal. Okay, so I told you earlier that there are different products that we can, useful products that we can obtain from coal. Yeah, so now let us learn examples, or let us learn about these products. So one major product is coke. Coke is very tough and it is porous. Porous means it has holes in it. Okay, like sponge, it has holes in it, but it is very tough. Okay, and it is a black color substance. You can see a picture for a better idea. This is a coal. Now it is almost pure form of carbon. That is, majority amount of it is carbon. Okay, it contains like about 98% of carbon in coke. Now, like charcoal, it burns without smoke. Okay, and so that is why we prefer, like you have seen, right, charcoal burning, it burns without a lot of smoke, right? Yeah, so it is used in the process of extraction of metals from ores. Now the metals that we use, whether gold, silver, or copper, all this we get it from deep layers of earth, right? From there you take, so it is present in the form of ores, that is metal ores, metal mixed with all the other soil and dust and things that are present inside the earth. From there we get the ore. From ore we need to extract to get pure metal, right? So coke is used to process this extraction of metal ores to get pure metal from it. Now, it is also used for the manufacture of steel. Now, steel is an alloy. It's a mixture of metals, okay? It has more of iron content in it. So, yeah, so it is used for manufacture of steel and for making fuel gases like water gas or producer gas. To make such things, coke is used. Now coming to coal tar is obtained after heating powdered coal. That is, you take coal like in a powder form, you take it in a powder form, and then when you heat it, you get coal tar. You can see a picture here. Yeah, this is how it will be, a little bit semi-liquid form. Now, it is a thick and black liquid with an unpleasant smell. The smell is not really good. It is used for surfacing roads. You must have definitely seen coal tars, right? They come with this big black jar inside which they have this coal tar, hot coal tar, right? And they apply it on the road to surface to even out the roads. They apply it, and the smell is very unpleasant, right? Some of you might even get headache when you smell coal tar. So the products obtained from coal tar are used in preparation of dyes. So from coal tar, like when you convert coal to coal tar, there are certain products that are obtained. These products are used for dyeing in as a color. Okay, it is used for color as a coloring agents. Okay. Now, also another information is these days they use bitumen. Bitumen is a petroleum product. Okay, so they use bitumen for surfacing roads. So see, basically the difference between coal and petroleum is they both almost have the same kind of formation. Both petroleum and coal, both of them are fossil fuels. The major difference between both of them is coal is basically obtained from terrestrial animals. Okay, when terrestrial animals fall and drop down to the ground, and because of natural calamities, when soil, when they are buried under more deeper layers, high temperature, high pressure condition, the terrestrial dead plants and animals, they get converted into coal. Now, petroleum is from aquatic animals. Like aquatic animals and plants, when they die and fall into the seabed, right? And then they get compressed below due to layers of soil, and they are subjected to high pressure and high temperature, due to which this gets converted into fossil fuels and fossils, and then from there we obtain fossil fuel, which is petroleum. So basically petroleum is from aquatic animals and coal is from terrestrial animals. Okay, dead as in dead plants and animals. Yeah. Now, coal gas. The next product is coal gas. Now, it is mainly a mixture of hydrogen, methane, and carbon monoxide. Hydrogen, you all know H2, right? Methane is CH4, that is carbon and hydrogen. Okay. Carbon monoxide is CO. Carbon mono means one, so carbon and one oxygen, which is CO. Okay. Now, the gases present in coal gas are combustible, and hence it is an excellent fuel. So all the coal gas is a gas, right? So all the gases in this coal gas are combustible, that is they can easily be burned. Okay, they are volatile, and so it is considered to be an excellent fuel. Now, it has high calorific value, right? We always prefer a fuel that gives us more heat energy, right? That gives us more energy with less fuel. So coal gas is one of that kind. It has high calorific value. Okay, now it was used for lighting houses and factories and streets. It is used to light. Okay. Now, ammonical liquor. Now, ammonical liquor, it is converted into ammonium sulfate by absorbing dilute sulfuric acid, that is H2SO4, and ammonium sulfide. So, ammonium sulfide and sulfuric acid, when you add it to it, it becomes an excellent fertilizer. Okay, so ammonical liquor is an excellent fertilizer. It is nothing but ammonium hydroxide. Okay, that is NH4OH. The formula for ammonical liquor is NH4OH, that is ammonium hydroxide. Okay, now let's do a quick recollection of what we have learned. Try to solve it. Come on, let's try to solve it. Yeah, so dead remains of plants and animals transformed over time are called as fossil fuels. Yes, so you will write fossil fuels here. Now, pure form of carbon is coke, right? Pure form of carbon is coke. Now, ability to do work is known as energy. Fuel used to run engines in earlier time, the fuel that was used is coal. And the coal which contains 70% of carbon is lignite coal. Now let's test a little of your knowledge. Okay, now those, you can pause the video. Okay, you can pause the video if you want. If you want to recollect a little more harder, you can pause the video and try to recollect. Okay, it is just a revision of what you have gained in today's session. Okay, now what is energy? Well, what is energy? The ability to do work is called as energy. Name any two natural sources of energy. One is obviously your sunlight and water, or you can say air. Okay. Now, what are exhaustible resources of energy? Exhaustible means it will get khatam. One day it will finish, right? It is limited quantity. So the resources that are in limited quantity in the nature are called as exhaustible natural resources. Now give any two examples. Coal and petroleum. Okay. Now moving ahead, name different types of coal. Can you name different types of coal? We basically learned 4 types of coal, right? Which are peat coal, lignite coal, bituminous coal, and anthracite coal. Okay. Now next question, name a petroleum product that is used for metalling the roads at the place of coal tar. Which one? Bitumen. Okay, bitumen is a petroleum product. Now you can read through the answers, okay, and see if you've got the answers right. You can even make a note of it. So these are questions that are usually asked in your exams, school exams as well. So you can make a note of the answers if you wish. Okay, now I will take up questions. If you have any doubts, please do ask me in the comment section. If you have any doubts, ask me in the comment section. Okay, students, if you have any doubt, feel free to ask me in the comment section. Also, you can put in any doubts later. I would definitely read the comments and try to solve or clear your doubts. Okay, and if you wish to have any particular topic that is very confusing and you want us to teach, then definitely put that also in the comment section. You can reach us out at swiflearn.com. Okay, swiflearn. Okay, swiflearn.com. Yeah, it is here below the screen. You can see this. So it's here below the screen. You can also write to us if you have any issues. You can write to us. You can also reach us on phone. Either you can directly call us or you can WhatsApp us, okay, to know about our classes and the live sessions or one-to-one classes. Yeah, to have any kind of update, you can reach out to us through either our website or our contact numbers, which is given below in the screen. You can check it out. Okay, so now before we end, I am also going to give you certain homework questions. I want you all to take time and try to solve these questions. You can write down the questions. It is, what is coal? List any 3 uses of coal. Name the different types of coal. Differentiate between exhaustible and inexhaustible sources of energy. Describe the process of formation of coal in your own words. What do you understand by destructive distillation? You can also put in the diagram also, and list the products that are obtained from coal. So these are homework questions. Try to solve it yourself. Okay, rather than looking into your textbook, try to solve it yourself. So this is all for today's session. A quick recap on what we learned today. We learned what is energy. Yeah, we learned that energy is the ability to do work. We learned the sources of energy, which is natural source and man-made sources. Now, in under natural sources of energy, you learn that there are exhaustible and inexhaustible resources of energy. Yeah, you also learned about fossil fuels, which are natural sources, but they are exhaustible. They get over. For under fossil fuels, you learned to there are under fossil fuels you have coal and petroleum, of which you learned a lot more about coal today, the types of coal, the process of formation of coal, the uses of coal, and the products obtained from coal you learned today. Now, this chapter is not over yet. The remaining portion of the chapter will be taken another day. Okay. You can click the bell icon to never miss an update about our live classes. Every day we have live classes, various portions have been taken, multiple portions are taken in a day. So to never miss any updates, do click the first subscribe and do click the bell icon. Yeah. So with this, we come to an end of today's session. I'll see you all again in the next session. Bye-bye. Take care. Happy studying.